Welcome, everybody, to the Canadian Esports Championship Series Valorant Division. This is the final night, well, almost the final night. It's the final week of regular season matches, and tonight we got Casuals rounding out their regular season. They are playing against first Mostly Harmless, then Sup Buddy, so you know these top three teams, that love triangle we got going on, Zach, is going to come to a head tonight for sure, as Casuals first take on Mostly Harmless, and there's there's a lot riding on these matches tonight. We have Mostly Harmless in first place, just barely. If Casuals win it, they have a chance to take first place going into that first seed. And it's been back and forth, Zach, between these two teams all season long.
Yeah, I'm super excited. This kind of decides who's first and second seed. It may not seem like that much because first and second seed is looking like we're going to get a bye for both those teams straight to semifinals, but it does
Mm-hmm.
determine which side they're on for the bracket, determines what teams they play. So, depending on which side you're on, what matchups you have the whole entire season, which teams are harder to play against for your team specifically, it could kind of change the dynamic of how the rest of the playoffs go. So, I'm
Yeah.
excited to see
By
it.
the way, forgot to mention this. My name's Wes Rambo. I'm joined by Rakuno over next to me, and right below me, we got Nosebleed coming in here again, coming into the cast. Thanks for joining us again, both of you guys. And Nosebleed, you just reminded us before we went live that we are on a brand new patch, which not a lot of changes, but we do have a bit of a Viper nerf coming in. Do you think you were still going to see Viper being prioritized here?
I think definitely. The 50 decay was a bit overpowered in my opinion. I definitely think that the 30 is more of a balance. Doesn't really change that much, so I wouldn't be surprised if nothing really changed for both teams playing Viper here.
All right. Well, we will not have much further ado. Of course, it is going to be Casuals up against Sup Buddy after that, but after this, but we are going to get into map bans right away between Mostly Harmless and Casuals, both of whom have shown a lot of strengths on multiple different maps. Right? We've got Mostly Harmless in particular taking this philosophy of they just want to kind of get as many maps into their pool as they possibly can. So Zach, I don't know, with Casuals kind of favoring sort of Ascent or Icebox, what do you think? What are you expecting to see out of these map bans in this month?
I am looking to see maybe an Ascent game. An Ascent or
Mm-hmm.
Split game is kind of what I'm hoping for. Split because we haven't really seen it that much. I kind of want to see, if both these teams are like, okay, let's see what they're like on Split, get an idea just in case, because best of three is going to playoffs, and of course Breeze is going to be introduced, which I'm super excited for. I
Mm-hmm.
know most teams are too, but
We do have the map
as
bans coming in,
yeah,
and Icebox and Ascent are the last ones left.
I'm hoping it's Ascent. We've seen these guys on Icebox. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure Icebox. I'm not sure if I'm mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that the map Mostly Harmless lost to Casuals on? I
I
think it was the.
believe you're right. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, but that could
I can't
be
remember.
knowing Mostly Harmless. That could be a reason for them to go with Icebox just to make sure they get the practice on that before playoffs come in. They do have the pick between Ascent and Icebox, so we'll see what they go with here. And yeah, I'm hoping to see Ascent as well. I know we all love Ascent. I don't know, Nosebleed. What would you prefer between these two remaining maps here?
Yeah, I definitely think Ascent is
Oh.
probably more exciting. Well, Icebox, I was actually gonna say Icebox does promote a bit more like agent diversity. Some
Hmm.
teams run Viper, some teams run Omen, some teams run Astra. Whereas on Ascent, usually you don't really see the Viper coming out. It's mostly just the Cypher or Killjoy. But on this map, you can really mix it up. Sage, Killjoy. Really just depends on what team comp you want to run.
All right. So we will see those team comps as we are ready to go as soon as the teams are getting into that agent select. Zach, before we let you go for now and go into the cast with me and Nosebleed, we will. I'll just get your idea of kind of what you think we might be seeing in terms of agents here, because of course Dizzy from Mostly Harmless has been bringing out all sorts of different agents in the past couple of weeks. We've seen, Viper, we've seen Astra, we've seen Sage. We're coming out to Icebox. Do you think Dizzy's going back onto that Viper even with the nerfs?
Oh boy, that's difficult to say for sure. And maybe they want to get some more practice in before playoffs. Obviously, I'm gonna expect Ian on the Jet, 100%. Maybe React either on a Killjoy or a Sage. Dizzy is a big flex. Honestly, it's hard to determine what he's gonna play. Onglong on a Duelist. Streets is gonna have the roam position, but I mean, overall team comp, I want to see like maybe a Viper, Killjoy, Sage, Maybe a Raze and a Jet possibly is what I'm thinking here, depending on
Yeah.
who's playing what. Because I was spectating one of their offline games, and they actually went all random for one game, and that was super interesting to watch. They really let the game pick for them, so it should be interesting to see.
All right, we do have a minute as we have one of the teams just get with a quick delay, and our admins rightly reaming them out in our lobby beforehand. But we will quickly take this moment, and Nosebleed, I want to go to you because we mentioned before we are having Breeze coming in for the playoffs. And I just wanted to get you. You weren't around last time when we were talking about Breeze, but I wanted to get your take on this new map. And do you love it as much as the rest of our broadcast team does?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a really great map after playing on it for a little bit. I think it definitely is one of the more interesting maps as of recently. You have your classic Sentinels that don't look that strong, like Killjoy with the range isn't going to be that useful. Sage walls aren't really able to block that many angles. So I really think that map's going to be have a lot more movement than the other maps. Whereas on Icebox or Ascent, you see a lot more holding corners, where on Breeze, I mean, there's so many angles of flank that it definitely could bring some exciting matches and potentially even some upsets if that playstyle favors, or if other teams favor that playstyle of more movement instead of holding down sites.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And Zach, I know you're kind of on that same tack as well. And we had a good time playing that on our little 10-man on stream the other day. So we'll be hopefully doing more of those, maybe in the off season. But yeah, as we wait for the teams to get back, we'll just kind of go over the standings one more time as they stand right now. I'll go and check this out. So we do have mostly Harmless in first currently. Casuals have not played as many games as them yet. So Casuals in second there. Sup Buddy bringing up third place. Six Playground in fourth. No Guidance in fifth. And Dragon in sixth. Now, No Guidance and Dragon are going to be playing later this week. I believe that match is scheduled for Thursday. And so those two teams are actually tied up in wins right now and in points as well. So the winner of that matchup is going to secure their spot in fifth, which might give them a slightly easier track into the playoffs. And Zach, we've seen No Guidance and Dragon, even though they have so few points, they're at the bottom of the scoreboard. Both of them have presented significant challenges to our top teams.
I mean, yeah, I'm a Dragon fan. Sorry, I love No
Mm-hmm.
Guidance. Dragon is I've seen them time and time again just come so close to beating
Yep.
teams above them, getting 8 rounds, 9 rounds, 10, 11, going to overtime multiple times with higher tier teams. So I'm not going to count them out. I think if we're going to see an underdog story, it's going to come from Dragon. I love Six Playground as well. They're the bottom 3, but they're still in fourth. They have great team chemistry and great retake ability. No Guidance as well. They have a super amazing retake ability, which I think they should utilize more and kind of look at in games. So I'm excited to see what happens when playoffs start. We have best of 3s instead of just one and dones.
Absolutely. Agent Select is coming through. Everybody's readied up. Casuals starting over on the defending side. Already we have these two teams not interested in reacting to that Viper nerf whatsoever. Both of them pick it up right away. And as these other compositions come in, we will say goodbye to Zach and the Red Bull analyst desk. And Nosebleed and I will take it on to Icebox here for Casuals up against Mostly Harmless. What do you think of these team comps, Nosebleed?
Yeah, it looks pretty standard here coming in. I mean, NA does still run a lot of or double duelist comps, like whereas other regions usually prefer like only a Jet or only a Raze. But here we have a Raze Jet and a Raze Reyna, which is, I would say, pretty common. So nothing too crazy here. Double Viper, which should be interesting to see what walls they use. But yeah, pretty standard, I think.
Yeah, and actually, it is standard for NA. It's not quite standard for Mostly Harmless. And, we do see Ongline going over onto that Reyna instead of going on to the normal Raze that he usually goes with. It's Raze on the other side instead. So really excited to see what Mostly Harmless come in with in terms of, this plan and Ongline trying to hit those shots. These top two teams in the league here battling it out on Icebox for that #1 seed in the playoffs. And yeah, it's going to be really exciting to see, what these two teams bring out, when they have to pull out all the stops and what might be the most important match of the regular season for them.
Definitely. So it looks like we have a pretty aggressive play here from the defense on with that B Viper molly. It's a pretty standard molly there. Sometimes you do throw that wall so that they get hit and die if they run into the molly. But it seems that Casuals have opted to hold the wall as a pretty fast A take seems to be coming out here from Mostly Harmless. Looks like a default or a little bit of a different Sage wall there, actually. Usually you go for the close plan, but it looks like this time they're opting for the more site control as the defensive Viper wall does come down. Daisy gets the plant, and it's going to be a clean plant and a 5v5 retake for casuals. Streets here holding the flank, but no success for either team there. As Onglin falls to Buttboy, as now we have a 4v5, but the plant is in their side. We got two. It's now a 3v3. People are just dropping like flies, and it's now a 1v3. Let's see what Nair can do here on this retake. He is the sole flanker. The clock is ticking down as it looks like mostly Harmless up pull up his first round.
Ryan
Grabs
almost
one,
no
but
chance here.
not. Yeah, gets some kills. Actually, that's not terrible. As React does lose that Sheriff, so you know, although they take the pistol round, the attacking side gets it. No save on that Sheriff, which you know is usually sometimes some teams opt to use that as a save gun. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I like the interesting sort of a diversion from the normal default plant there. That Sage wall going up, allowing them to plant in a much more open position and allowing Mostly Harmless to have so many options in terms of holding that. We saw B-Boy coming in. I always call him B-Boy. I'll just you know, just you know, because I like saying it more on stream. Also, but yeah, you know, B-Boy coming in there from the top did manage to grab one frag, but they just could not break into that post plant. Really, really nice there for Mostly Harmless to get the first round. And yeah, they are going to buy up here for the second.
yeah, seems like a pretty default play here. Not much in terms of aggression coming in from the defense. As we have that Viper wall, pretty standard for the Behold. As we do have the Sage here walking up mid, the Viper wall goes up for defense. Let's see if Mostly Harmless opts to push through it or just wait it out.
Yeah, Ian's going to look for this, and he's going to find, but might find a little bit more than he bargained for. No, actually, he decides to go more into A. So Ian could get a lot out of here, but he's got a long way to go through this A site before he can get any pressure on the defense.
Yeah, and Casuals do have a Marshall here. He hits the shot, so they know he's there. Some info, but we do have two players pushing mid. This could be risky for Ian. Yeah, he gets taken down.
Nice by Ryan. Good positioning there, but Mostly Harmless still do get the site with the Viper wall, so Dizzy going to be able to grab the plant. Ongline getting aggressive here.
Yeah, he's pushing all the way into their spawn. Just holding them off so well here. They had just no site control. There is a nice trade there, but Dizzy with these mollies still has one left. It's going to be a 4v2. Oh, wow. Going to be a 1v2 for Dizzy. Can he pull it off? Hits the first one, but he's going to get pushed from both sides, and Nair with a huge round.
There we go. Ryan finishing that one off there. And,
oh, Ryan?
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I like
Nair. It's Ryan as well. I know, I like Nair too, but yeah, they flamed us last time when we said Nair, so I guess we'll go with Ryan if that's what he really wants. But yeah, anyway, he's one of those guys who writes his name backwards, you know. Nate or Ethan is another one. Picking up the footsteps of those star NA players. 1-1 though, and yeah, the force buy coming in from casuals definitely pays dividends there. I like Swastik being in the A site, being able to grab that Marshall damage, and then they totally destroy Ian's lurk, and that kind of what Mostly Harmless were sort of relying on to put a lot of pressure. So without having that, then they just had to sort of flood into the site, and just a nice retake there by casuals.
Yeah, so once again here, we got that Viper holding this kind of default beam angle with that wall and the molly. Although sometimes the wall is thrown at a different angle. But we do have the double push up mid again from casuals, and it did work last time as the bomb is kind of in an awkward spot. Let's see what Mostly Harmless opts to do here, as a drone is going to find one. Ian loses the knives there pretty big. As Ryan, not near, is pushed all the way up. Swastik grabs one, Ryan grabs another, and this round is just, you know, not going in favor of Mostly Harmless. They're not able to find that many picks here. They are going to be pushing up on the site as the Jet is just doing Jet things. Oh. Dizzy grabs two, but N1 with the trade back. Streets, the last one standing, and Ryan grabs the kill.
Yeah, Streets at 35 HP at the end there, so not much to be done for Mostly Harmless there. Casuals picking up another, and Ryan is the one with the kills right now. Now, we've seen Ryan on these duelists a lot. This time, he's playing like a duelist, but playing the Sage, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, maybe we can, if we can get Jake Wake shaken here with some stats later on. I'm not sure if Ryan has played that at all in the league, or at least not very often.
Yeah, so we see
the
on this
replay
replay,
that way.
he grabs 2. But good play from him to get 2 kills there, but no success, as now we're going back, and it's going to be an A push here coming in with that Jet still behind. Casual's playing these really close angles, and there's 1 kill for you, as that the Sova opts it back out, but they're just such aggressive play on defense here, and it's really paying off for Casuals.
Yeah, they are totally shutting down what Mostly Harmless often do. They really do like to get these aggressive pushes with the double duelist into the A site on Icebox, but it's just not working out. And, on Glein, playing the Raze is often the way they get entry. This time on the Reyna, you got to find those opening kills, and Ongline just not quite finding them yet.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to go for a similar Sage wall. I don't even know if that got the hold back there, as React does find 1, gets a second, as there is going to be 1 player still hiding backside. It is going to be that Raze. Doc Dart's coming in, but once again, this wall is just so huge for Mostly Harmless, as they have taken so much site control. There is going to be a flank here from Ryan, though, as that Viper wall, that was his teammates, it does obstruct his vision a little bit. React grabs another, and it's going to be the Sova drone from CT, misses the tag. Oh,
React is on 4.
Oh, chaos for Ian there.
Ian, the BM, the scumbag coming in. But React with a great entry there. And yeah, that Sage wall, the Jet did get over onto the other side of it. That was Swass coming in there on the other side, but React just gets those headshots. That's the kind of thing they need. Just crisp aim on the entries. And both Sages right now putting up huge numbers. Look at that scoreboard. Very, very unusual to see. Both Sages on both respective teams top fragging that decisively. So nice job over to Ryan and React. And 2 to 2, Mostly Harmless grab another one.
Yeah, that was a close round there, but in the beginning it looked close. Once again, see here we have a more default Viper setup on the B side. If you look at the mini map, you can see these that wall just really stops people from rushing, and they only put 1 person on that side of the map. As the Sova and the Sage here really duoing up on mid. As Swastik with these knives is going to hold the angle and see if he can grab a kill. He's 1. They know where he is, though. Once again, holding these super close angles as Ian does grab 1. And they're going to be pushing up onto B side, but they don't have the bomb. Ian going really aggro, and Ryan does get the kill. It's going to be kind of a strange 1v1 here, as Ongline knows that there's a Sage here, but he doesn't see the gun, I don't think.
What? On Glein, very unusual to have that happen.
Yeah. I think he just missed the gun.
Yeah, finally got him in the end, but yeah, that's really... Ongline maybe needs to warm up a little bit. That's not normal for Ongline to miss something like that.
Yeah, pops the Empress here. Wow. Great damage there from the Raze. As this wall here is going to be holding, pretty default Sage wall. It's going to be a 3v3 play here, though. Ongline gets the reset. That is huge. As we got React and Streets here. Ongline grabs another one. Just going to be B-Boy left here.
Very
Might
difficult
try
to
to
do
get
this.
some exits. Yeah, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Can't find anyone. And a clean hold coming in from Mostly Harmless.
Yeah, that was a nice little hit there, and they actually got so much info when that one knife from Swass went over towards those players who were going towards A. That meant Ian could just start pushing in, knowing that the knives weren't facing up against him on the B site, and got the 1 frag, spotted out Ryan in the halls there. But the damage was already done. The map was totally split for the side of Mostly Harmless, and Casuals were just able to, weren't able to react properly to what Mostly Harmless was trying to do in that round.
Yeah, now we see a mid push coming here, or at least a mid hold, as we get Casuals super aggressive. As you can see, they're pinching at both sides of the map. But if Mostly Harmless is able to figure this out, then they're going to be able to get either site for free, really. Dizzy holding this angle. Let's see. He sees 1, gets the kill pretty easily. As Swastik ups it back out. He sees the B push now, too. Great. I didn't even see that person. I don't know how he saw him. But the aggro play is still coming out, as now Mostly Harmless seems to realize that there is no one on B site. N1 grabs a kill and gets a dink on the Sova here. Wow, that's pretty big actually. 2 kills on in an eco round is not bad.
He's going to be able to recover a gun as well off of this, I
Yeah, I
believe.
was gonna
Yeah,
say,
no
might be
problem
able to
getting a
grab a
rifle
gun.
there. So probably going to just be able to save this. Of course, 19 HP remaining. You got to get out of there. Spike's ticking down for a good amount, so they might go hunting here. But in any case, mostly Harmless does a great job dealing with that eco. But like you say, this is about as much as you really can ask for out of an eco, getting a bunch of kills, grabbing a rifle. If anyone can save this, Casuals will call this a win.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Just a little hunt here as we wait out the time of the bomb, and Ongline does grab the kill.
We go on Gline finishing it off 4-2 here. Icebox, you know, in our league anyway, it's been slightly attacker sided most of the time, and right now you can see on the scoreboard that Ryan is the only one really putting up numbers for Casuals. We need those star players like Swass and N1 to start putting up a bunch more frags in these rounds the way they normally do. But of course, Ryan is one of those players who knows how to take things into his own hands. So we'll see if Ryan can continue to do that and if the rest of his team can kind of meet him at his level here.
Yeah, so now we see the op coming under from Swaz. He's holding this pretty default angle, but that Sova arrow is gonna... Oh, no, good smoke. Avoids the Sova arrow, but they know that the Jet is here. Not sure if they see the op, though, or if they expect it at this point.
And it's up close, too. You know, this is something you can do with Jet on a site. There's so many different angles, and you can move between them really quickly. It's something Ian loves to do. Swass definitely capable of doing it as well.
And it seems like Casuals kind of has a read on the situation as the Viper is playing really far back on B. The Sova and the Sage still mid, but not really finding much.
Gambling on this A push, and they are going to be rewarded soon. Mostly Harmless putting out the arrow. Ooh, doesn't get us quite escape from that one and is revealed, so has to get out of there.
You do the Razor. Good play from N1, but that Viper Wall is just draining his HP. We got the solo ult. B-Boy with the really good ult here. Let's see if he can grab a second one. Gets a lot of damage as Casuals with a really good damage output here. As Streets is the last one left. We got the Sova lineups, but I don't think it's going to mean much here. Goes for the ult, actually. Wow. Pretty aggressive play as this Raze is going to be satching behind. Oh my god. Streets grabs 2. It's already half, but he knows the Raze is behind him. Runs out of ammo. That is... Oh my god. That... Wow.
So close. You saw what I saw there, Nosebleed.
Yeah.
You saw it was could have happened, and Streets just doesn't quite get it. Just doesn't quite manage to finish it off. And yeah, so unlucky to run out of bullets there and not quite to find that spray down on the last player. So Streets with, you know, a great attempt there. But Casuals do well to defend there, use a lot of ults, and they put another one on the board, 3-4 here.
Yeah, I was surprised he actually popped the ults there. It seems like he maybe could have saved it for another round, but I mean, it almost paid off. If only he had a few more bullets, I think that round could have been won. But yeah, definitely a nail-biter around to make it 3-4. Good. Oh my god.
Oh,
wow.
What a shot there by Swass.
I was going to say good jump over the wall, and it was, but Swass with a great shot and a follow-up from that Viper on defense.
Yeah.
Dizzy grabs
find
one
an
is...
entry here.
Yeah. They actually moved the Sage over.
Viper's Pit is available, so they could go for a big A hit here, and this wall has gone down almost every single round they've hit A. They really like this more open plant, slightly off the default. It prevents those Sova utility from being quite as effective, and there goes the Viper's Pit as Streets find another one. So yeah, this is a really a tough retake here.
Yeah, as you said, I mean, we saw it right as it happened. That Sova arrow, being able to avoid that on the default was pretty huge, as that the drone does get the tag, but the Sage wall being able to protect as Reactor kind of lurking around. Isn't able to grab that kill, but gets some damage down. No mollies left for Viper, so it's all going to be about gunplay. Grabs one. Let's see what we can do here. Sees a second, grabs one more, and it's just going to be Swass with the op.
Get out of
Probably
there.
just going to be running away here. Online once again, the Hunter grabs the last man alive.
And grabs the op as well. Killer instinct from Ongline there. No surprise from that. But Dizzy has taken the top of the scoreboard, you know, and the Viper was just critical to that. But yeah, I like this idea. I can see why Mostly Harmless went onto Icebox. You can see that they've done a little bit of adjustment in their strat. They didn't do this type of sage walling and that specific plant. They're kind of making it their new default plant. They hadn't been doing it that I saw in previous matches. So it definitely is throwing casuals off a bit on that retake, especially in terms of like we've talking about with the Sova utility not being able to, you know, the lineup's not basically not working. But a big push here.
Yeah, I was about to say this push down mid, it almost worked last time, so they're going for it again. A lot of damage done, actually. I mean, if you look at the health bars, like 2 dinks, but no kills.
No kills. There we go. So I like that. I was saying before, I like a nice, you know, eco W key up mid. I think it's, you know, if in a round where you're pretty much expecting to lose anyway against a team this good, may as well go for something that might surprise them, something that might allow you to recover a weapon or something, and casuals pretty much always do something like that. I think it's the right call. We do have, you know, on the scoreboard here, 6-3 for Mostly Harmless. They're going to be totally fine with this score line so far, but watch out for some of those ultimates. And yeah, there we go. Viper's Pit goes off right off the hop there from Ra, so that's going to prevent the B push.
Yeah, a bit interesting because they kind of opted to not change their setup, but still have Viper ult. So I think they maybe could have even stacked one more person onto A side here, but they decided against it. As there is a trade coming in here, Dizzy trading out Online as we get the default Sage Wall now, but it's a bit off as I think Dizzy can be shot, but that doesn't matter because they have the whole site. Once again, it's going to be a 4v2 hold here as this flank is just, they're not even going for it anymore. Casuals pretty much every time. Oh wow, B-Boy grabs 2 on the res. See what happens now. We got Ian here holding this angle as that Viper wall is going to be doing a lot. They pretty much have to walk around that wall or shoot through it. As Dizzy grabs the shots on the person who shoots the wall down. And one more. Solid round.
Yeah, really nice there for Mostly Harmless. Bit of a different look from the Sage. Still, if they get it planted that out open, you really have to pull off some heroics to get it. And yeah, I agree. I think that Viper's Pit usage in that particular round was a little odd from Ra. Just, you know, I guess eliminating B, but then, yeah, why do you have to have, you know, another person sitting on B? So, interesting idea there. And Mostly Harmless just go A, as they almost always do anyway. Now, a bit of a rough buy. You see the Guardian as well as an SMG coming out on the side of Casuals. And we'll see what they're able to do with it here. But remember, this round, this match is very, very important in terms of the standings. Mostly Harmless could lock in their first place spot here with a win on Icebox. So pulling out all the stops in this position and playing it pretty carefully in this round in particular. A lot of these rounds, and this is classic Mostly Harmless, they definitely do a pretty slow approach. They play pretty defaulty stuff on T sides a lot of the time.
Yeah, and they actually, Casuals opted to switch things up here. We have the Raze now on B site instead of the Viper.
What a read from Mostly Harmless. Raze is the only player on B. Ra is going to be able to rotate back over, but still, this is not a well-guarded site right now.
Yeah, that Viper wall, as you can see, it's on A, so nothing to really slow anyone down here, but React isn't get the plant. That Sova ult isn't going to come out, so from D-Boy. Gets one tag, but can't find the second. The plant is down here as Ryan finally some success on the flank here, but Online grabs the trade. The Guardian up top, it's going to be a 3v3, but Online is going to be an Empress here. No other ults available besides that Jettle. We're going to get a diffuse. Online grabs another one. Streets grabs one more. I keep thinking his name is $Streets.
I know. We have a bit of a spectator bug here. Looks a little odd, but anyway, we still do have the last round coming in, and yeah, Mostly Harmless with another nice hit there. They're just able to find those picks off the hop, and they had a nice read, you know. Casuals, they went for a bit of a risky play, kind of stacking A in that round. Just didn't pay off. It happens sometimes. But Casuals are very strong on the attack on this side, so you cannot count them out yet, even after a dominant half by Mostly Harmless along these lines. Ian now playing a bit more of an aggressive position. Is he headed for the top of tube? Yes, he is.
Yeah, wow, that was pretty fast here, as there are gonna be a lot of people as that double stack mid finally pays off. The Raze is back on B again here, so that grenade is definitely gonna be doing some damage. Actually runs away towards A short. You kind of have a flip here now going on, as we have the Raze here on the default site, default B push. Grabs one. Honestly, I'm so confused.
They were in such weird positions here in this round.
Yeah.
It's only Dizzy remaining.
It was like
And the
kind of a
spike
flank,
is
but
on the other
also not
side.
really. The res is going to
Such a
come out there, actually.
Such a tough round for Dizzy here. They know exactly where he is. The bomb is out in the open. And that might secure it there.
Some chip damage, but a good smoke. Not sure how much he's going to be able to do, though.
We need a miracle from Dizzy right here. And it's not going to happen. There we go. So 8-4, a respectable score for casuals, but mostly Harmless. Definitely going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, and I would say a pretty interesting half so far, as we didn't really see much switching up from casuals when it came to the defensive setup until the very end when they switched that Raze and Viper. But then as soon as that happened, mostly Harmless also switched their attacking style, which was then going B instead of A.
Yeah, a couple of B hits at the end there, maybe just to sort of warm themselves up for that. But we will see on defense what happens. We know that Ian is very dangerous on this map once he gets an op into his hands. You know, arguably more dangerous than Swass was on his own. But once again, Ian playing pretty slow here, not getting a lot of frags. Hasn't needed to, of course, as the rest of his team definitely are picking up the slack there. Betty gives us a nice little view of the Penguin. Thanks again. Always a pleasure. And Ryan's getting aggressive.
Yeah, we now have a pretty fast mid push here from casuals as they're on B site. Already planting, but Ryan has a pretty good flank here. Swass grabs one, and it's going to be a 5v4 as we have 3 players coming from mid. 4 mostly Harmless now. Daisy isn't able to grab one, but trades coming back and forth from both sides, leaving it in a 4v2. Ongline grabs one. Good shot. I mean, both players from mostly Harmless are full HP here, so this is definitely doable. Ongline gonna push yellow. Wow, grabs 2 kills, and this is it. 1v1 Ongline versus Ryan. He knows where he is, but the time is ticking down. Gets a heal, but Ongline gets a kill. That timing was just so
Does he have it?
unlucky for Ryan. I don't. Yes, he does.
I think he's got it.
Oh my god. Huge
Ongline
play.
with the ace clutch. Unbelievable. That is ridiculous, and that was just a little unfortunate from Ryan, not expecting Ongline to push like that, pulling out an ability here. And man, he pulled that one out of nowhere, but what amazing positioning in the depths of the B site from Ongline, bobbing and weaving around all sorts of different corners and obstacles to be able to get the drop on each member, get those 1v1s. That is just textbook from Ongline.
Yeah, both times when he pushed, I mean, when he pushed back yellow, they didn't think he was gonna push that. They were both caught off guard, both players were, and then again on the push up top. But now moving into the next round, I don't know if mostly Harmless forced here. But an A push coming out here, as Ongline is actually going to be on the flank as the force is coming out. Swass grabs 1 kill, and it's now a 2v2. Trades coming back and forth just like last round. Ongline is on this flank, though.
Casuals are really low here.
Yeah. Both players on casuals super low. They know where Ryan is. Great flick from N1 there. What a shot.
Only reacts remaining. 50 armor and 100 HP. Definitely the health advantage, but there we go. Ryan with another one. And yeah, wow, what a shot there onto the player on belt. That was really nice. We got a replay here of Ongline's ace from earlier on. This is when he pushed yellow earlier and just a little bit of distraction run. And yeah, you can see back and forth. And right here, Ryan tries to pull out the heal. Ongline, once again, that killer instinct.
Yeah, pretty great play from Ongline. Once again, as we were talking about before, as now we see the setup from mostly Harmless. Let's see what as an A stacker coming out, and it seems like they read this offensive push really well. But that air not going to find anyone. Cowdrels grab 3, Ian grabs another, but Ryan gets a trade, and it's going to be 1 player remaining. Both teams going for the push mid on eco round here, and you know it's not terrible, I guess.
Yeah, I like the idea. A couple of kills out of it there from mostly Harmless, but Casuals take care of that just fine. And look at this scoreboard, a real discrepancy between a lot of the players. It's Ryan picking up a lot of the frags here. The Battle Sage, 19 kills, equaling Ongline on the other side there. So the 6-9, very nice score, if I do say so myself. And mostly Harmless still in the lead, but now we do see finally gun rounds on the second half. So Ian has picked up the op. We'll see what he can do with it.
Yeah, once again, Casual's going for a mid push here as Ongline does get the kill, and Swass takes a lot of damage, and he is going to be walking up into the kitchen here. There was no Sage wall as the Sage is playing B. Oh, great trade there as B-Boy grabs one. Once again, players scattered. Wow, what an angle by Ian there. Once again, though, we have players spread all around the map here as it is going to be a 2v4 hold. Let's see what happens. Oh, the Viper's Pit is actually gonna be pretty huge here.
Yeah, they really want this 2v4. They have a chance to get it.
We actually do still have that Viper wall available, but that Sova from up top might be able to shoot the recon dart. Let's see where it lands. Great grenade there from N1. Oh, I was about to say, just Sova against Viper is just such a huge counter. You really can't do much when that drone comes in, or when the arrow comes in, if you don't know where it's going to land.
Yeah, absolutely. But they do manage to overwhelm. It was a nice try from N1 there with a couple of frags, and like you said, a really well-placed grenade. But I love what Ongline did at the beginning of this round, where he sort of waited for the peek underneath tube until he heard the push. He was standing there, but not peeking it initially, so when they first checked it, they thought there was nobody standing there. Then Ongline peeks out once the utility is used, grabs those 2 kills as they push in. Really, really nice game sense there by Ongline. And once again, like you're saying, mostly Harmless just seem to have the read. They're really able to predict kind of what the flow of the game that Casuals are choosing, and it is giving them an advantage here. Swass bringing out the knives, and it looks like they did force up in this round, 10-6.
Yeah, another interesting play here, as we see this A push coming out, is the Sage is playing B, not mid, for mostly Harmless. But as I say that, some really great Viper Utah command here from Dizzy on the defense.
That's totally slowed down here.
Yeah, he just had to walk all the way back. As Ian is able to safely retreat with the op, Swass is still pushed up.
Ian is so dangerous from this position. Just seems like you never know where he's going to pop out. And such great aim on that op.
Wow, great shot
Ryan,
from Ryan there. Yeah.
Gonna
Has to
res
defend
off
this
that.
res now, though, but Ongline grabs one, is going to grab the second. B-Boy gets the trade, but still a rough one for 2. Great shot from Ian. Wow. And it is going to be 1v2. Has the Blade Storm available, as they are going to be pushing
the rifle.
Yeah, switches to the rifle, so they don't know what gun he has unless N1 did hear that drop. He probably doesn't know the race is up there.
30 seconds left.
But better be safe than sorry. As he is going to go to the balcony here. Soba is going to be playing. He does hear it. Once again, they have no idea where Ian is. Grabs one, and there's going to be one left, but he, once again, an unknown as Ian is going to be checking these corners. He is going to hear the drop here. N1, let's see if he opts to go up. He doesn't know where he is, but what a dash. Oh my god. This is like full Overwatch. He just like dashed, jumped, and that was crazy.
That actually felt like we were watching a different game. Yeah, so many abilities used there. 2 duelists performing at top form, and yeah, Ian ends up losing to the showstopper and not able to get the gun out in time after he gets away. But yeah, dodging out from the showstopper, really nice reflexes there. But I like the hit by Casuals, you know, in particular Ryan grabbing that kill in mid and then getting the res off, B-Boy being able to trade on Gline. Ongline is definitely the most dangerous player on Mostly Harmless right now too. So, you know, him for 2 kills, probably going to be worth it, and Casuals definitely made it worth it in that particular round. Nice try there by Ian, but still, Casuals inch closer to tying it up.
Right, and we see Ian there. Great kill onto N1 as we have actually a lot of ultimates are available for Mostly Harmless here. Dizzy holding this close angle with the Sheriff. Has one molly available, but that wall's about to drop. Let's see what Ongline can do here. Seems like Raw has kind of an idea. Goes for a bit of a trigger discipline play, but it does not pay off.
It is a save here from Mostly Harmless, so probably those ultimates aren't going to be used in this particular
yeah.
round. But you have them if they suddenly get into that position.
Oh my god,
great shot by
transfer.
Ryan.
Yeah, wow, 1 bullet left too. React grabs 1, but a trade from B-Boy. It's just going to be Dizzy with this Sheriff here. And Raw grabs the kill. Once again, not a bad eco. 2 kills.
Yeah, these teams are both very dangerous, even on eco rounds. You can't count your chickens before they hatch, but Casuals do manage to take care of that one, and they do get ever closer here. And yeah, still, it's Ian, you know, not doing quite as much as he could, but there is Ryan. Yeah, look at that spray transfer, man. Unreal. That's just
yeah,
so good. These players just pull off amazing stuff like that every game, it seems like.
Now here, B-Boy does have this ult available, so he's going to go for that early drone, but it seems like Mostly Harmless has opted to kind of get some fast info mid. They don't see any, and now 4 players rotating to B. Great read. Once again, as we've been saying, they just seem to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, they have many years of tactical FPS experience, giving them that game sense, that predictability.
What? Wait, did he just walk up?
I don't know how
I think
they,
he went like close to the wall, so they didn't see him.
But Swass with a couple of great entries there.
Yeah.
Busy trading one back, but they've got the site.
Yeah, and once again, no flanks coming in here, as I think he has... It seems like this Viper may have lineups here, and they do have Sova ult as well, so maybe that's the reason. I know some people who play Viper don't know that many lineups or just choose not to use them because they're very situational. Great shot from Ian, though. He is just ramped on a rampage to this op right now. As the lineup is coming through, they know they're going to have to push, so it's going to be a bloodbath here. Streets grabs 1, but the trade comes through. Or Streets grabs a trade.
B-Boy goes down. That's really critical there. Ryan
This
needs
flank
to
from
do
Ryan
this
is
right now.
huge. Grabs 1, but it doesn't grab the second. I don't think he has it.
I don't think he has it either. It's going. Yep. Wow.
Wow.
Great work
Great
there by
flank.
Casuals. And Mostly Harmless, they do such a good job of chasing down B-Boy to deny that Hunter's Fury. But Ryan takes that opportunity, takes the opportunity from them committing too much to that play to get really close to the site. And then by then, it's just too late. Great work there by Casuals on the post plant. They used all the resources at their disposal.
Yeah, that was definitely a pretty textbook play there from Ryan. As you see, sometimes those flanks are hard to pull off with timing because it feels like you're just losing a player and then everyone dies, but he played it perfectly. As we get a view of the pizza, and now we're going to see what Casuals is going to opt to do in this offense here. Seems like a default play, though.
Yeah, playing slow. Trying to get info, trying to bait out utility, maybe get a pick if you're lucky. Mostly Harmless, not going to give him anything, but you can see they are on a save. They're pistols only, so we are likely to go up to 10-10 here, and you know Casuals want this one bad to continue their climb towards the top of the standings here.
Ryan grabs 1. Ryan grabs another, and that's actually 3 for Ryan, as the Viper's Pit does come out here, so they might not know that Mostly Harmless was saving, or they just chose to maybe try and keep their guns.
Just secure the round, maybe.
Ryan going for
finds
the
another
ace.
one.
Didn't he already get an ace this game?
Oh!
No, wait, he got stolen.
That's right. Yeah, he had another 4K. Ian denies it anyway, but Ra finishing that one off. So 10-10. Mostly Harmless going to be back on the bye. Ian getting back on the op, but it is close, man. It's very close, and Ryan is the shining star on this team. Look at that, 27 kills in 20 rounds. Putting the team on his back right now. Mostly Harmless have every single ultimate available. Expect to see a lot of them used here.
Yeah, and that Sova ult still in the back pocket for B-Boy, as he did die before when they were trying to hold that site. Gets the tag, might just go for it, but his own location is revealed by a great Sova dart coming from mid here. It seems like Casuals is actually going to be opting for an A push as they know that there's going to be one back site.
Not
Wow,
many
they're just
players here.
yeah, mostly Harmless is kind of just giving it up, but they do grab Swass grabs one, the Sage goes down, and Dizzy grabs two, huge, and now he's safe behind that wall, but the shot is going to come through. Great kill by B-Boy, but the Red's going to be coming in here from React. N1 grabs one, Raw grabs another, and it's just going to be a 2v3 Ongline. Not going to be the last person standing. Don't count him out just yet. We know what he can pull off. Grabs one. They know where he is now.
He's jumpy, but he can do this.
Yeah, I mean, oh wow, what a lineup. I mean, I don't think it actually... Wow, grabs two. It's going to be one player left, and he's 1 HP.
Oh.
Just the timing of that, so unlucky from N1.
N1.
1 HP for N1, and he gets the clutch. Or I guess not
Wow.
the clutch. He saves him from getting clutch.
Yeah, and man, it is just a game of inches right now. N1 so lucky to get that kill on Gline. Moving very fast. Didn't quite choose the correct spot to drop. And 11-10 the score here. It is.
Yeah, it seems like some
Side.
pings are coming out here on A site. So let's see what that leads to. That's some early plays. We have Viper kind of sitting in spawn here for Casuals. B-Boy finds one, and two ults were blown last round by mostly Harmless. Casuals used none. So definitely something to note. As they're going to need to use a lot of their ults here if they want to hold on to this without having to take it into overtime.
You're going to hear Swass on the rope. He gets the kill, though.
Yeah, Casuals grabs one as there's going to be one player back site. But I think they're just going to have to leave. It seems like they are going to go for this hold here as Ongline is in the Empress. Might be able to get a kill. Good Sova arrow. But isn't able to find one. Ongline here. The Empress is going to run out, so he has to get a kill. But there's going to be two players once again. Such unlucky timing as N1 gets the kill. Going to be a 2v5 now. Streets grabs one, but that Viper wall isn't coming out. This definitely is doable as two players are low, but the res is up here for Casuals if they do want to use it. As Streets going to be walking in, but N1 grabs the kill. N1 with, wow, what a huge round. This guy on red HP is just crazy, I guess.
No doubt. He's got some sort of perk that gives him extra skill below half HP. And yeah, N1 just popping off at the end here, starting to catch up to his fellow fragger Ryan, and that's match point. So Casuals are looking to tie it up here. They are looking to get to the top of that scoreboard. If they take this one and they take the one right after it versus Sup Buddy, they will be your #1 team going into playoffs. So we'll see what Casuals can do here. Mostly Harmless is all down to this round right now.
So many ults being popped right away. Streets with a great ult and grabs one kill into B-Boy. And that res is still up though. The
That's
Viper's
gonna go
pit.
down.
Yeah, that res coming out here. And the Viper's pit on A is gonna kind of force Casuals to go onto the B site unless they want to fight through that ult, which is not going to be fun. Razel going to be coming here from N1 and see if he can find anyone. Wow, what satchels, and he sees one. He just saw his shoulder. Reactor grabs two though, as he is still behind the yellow box. But Ryan gets the trade. It's going to be a 3v2 now. Great take. Breach grabs one. It's going to be a 2v2 now. Viper's Pit going to be dropping. But Raw grabs one on the lurk, and it's going to be all up to Dizzy. And he is going to fall.
Wow.
Casuals taking the game.
Casuals are one step closer to securing #1 seed up against the previous Valorant champions of our league here and mostly Harmless. And they did so in style here on Icebox with a comeback from 8-3. Really impressive stuff there. In particular, Ryan just playing out of his mind this game with 29 kills. And as we return here to the Red Bull analyst desk and come back to join Zach here on the desk. Man, you know, I don't know, Zach, did you expect this to go this way, or did you think mostly Harmless would pull it out?
Honestly, I never want to doubt Casuals because they're such an amazing team. And as I just say that, I just updated the bracket, and casuals have secured first place. So I
Wow.
mean, at the moment, it's pretty much they're guaranteed their first place even if they lose, because mostly harmless games are done. So actually now it's kind of between, you know, Sup Buddy and sorry, Six Playground, No Guidance, and kind of those guys. But it's looking like our cemented bracket right now is Casuals first place, mostly harmless second place, Sup Buddy third place, Six Playground fourth, No Guidance fifth, and Dragon in sixth, depending on the Thursday game between No Guidance and Dragon. But yeah, Casuals have secured first place, so I was not expecting that comeback, honestly. Like, I never want to count them out. They're amazing players, but 8-4, 8-3 at a
Yeah.
half is kind of just, it's looking pretty grim. That's something you were like, okay, let's try our best here. We'll see what happens, but it's most likely not going to go our way. But they pull it back, only let 2 rounds to mostly harmless and take the W. So it's going to be interesting to see if these two teams make it to finals against each other in a best of 5. It's going to be absolutely insane. So I'm excited for that.
All right. So this next game, more of a formality than anything, but we will still play it out. It's Casuals up against Sup Buddy, and we're going to get that to you right after we take a quick break to get everybody in here. So don't go anywhere.